service for stories about Indigenous communities across the country and around the world. Hear about top concerns facing Native nations. Tribal history, language, and culture is also part of Indigenous life. Check out our headline news service to learn more. Tune in here for National Native News.
Weekdays at 5:55 on KSJE Farmington. (8:38) Friday morning, KSJE. You're listening to the Scott Michlin Morning Program. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for tuning in this morning. And a special good morning to our viewers who are watching us on Facebook and YouTube this morning. It's 37 degrees outside our studios here at San Juan College. Some fog developing in the valleys from our overnight rain showers. Things are mostly wet this morning on the roads heading in and out of town, but you could still see some icy spots. The forecast does call for a chance of rain this morning, tapering off this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies. 44 for a high in Farmington today. More chances for rain or snow showers overnight tonight with a low of 28. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow with a high of 41. More sun but cooler on Sunday with a high of 38 degrees. Friday morning here on KSJE. You're listening to the Scott Michlin Morning Program. Good morning, everybody, and a special welcome to our viewers who are watching our visual radio program on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. My guest in the studio this morning from the Farmington Public Library, LeAnna Whitaker, is here. She is one of the youth services librarians at the library. Good morning once again. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You bet. It's good to have you here talking with us about all the events happening at the Farmington Public Library in the month of December, and of course with school being on break, you've got a lot of extra things for kids to be busy with while school's out.
Yes.
And that's probably music to parents' ears, maybe, that they're listening this morning,
We
wondering
hope so.
what they're going to do with the kids for 3 weeks, maybe, when school's out, right, for winter break.
So we follow the Farmington Municipal School calendar, and so anytime that there is not a day of school during a normal weekday, we do something called No School Day programming.
Okay.
And so the holiday times are our busiest no school days because we have big chunks of time throughout entire weeks where the kids are not in school, and we try to provide activities and things for them to do in a safe environment.
Okay, and for folks who are watching, we've got the page from the website up, and you can find it more at infoa.org and just go under programs and youth for the youth service programs. But as we can see, there is a link to the school day schedule and things like that that will be happening when there's no school, right?
Right.
Some of the things that will be going on. But you've got basically every single day, you've got the plan schedule on your website, right?
Exactly. And so our individual programming will change the themes of our programming, but during no school days, the typical schedule that we follow is from 10 to 12, we have Minecraft, which is always really popular.
Right.
We have several computers set up where kids can get a ticket and go in and play Minecraft for a 30-minute or an hour-long session. And then we also have our story times that start at 10 o'clock and last about 30 minutes, and those are going to be different themes every single day. So if you're coming to the library every day of the week, you're not going to get the same thing every day.
Okay, good to know.
And following story time at 10:30 until 12 o'clock, we always have crafts and activities that are related to whatever the theme was for the story time that day. And at 11 o'clock, we have a movie that shows, and we also provide snacks during the movie. So that's typically the programming that we have going on for children. And then at 1 o'clock, we also have our Girls Who Code program, and we started that back last summer, and it's specifically designed for tweens and teens.
Right.
And they learn basic computer coding principles, and we're hoping that we're going to continue to keep people interested so that next summer we'll do the same thing that we did last summer and have a more intensive sort of classroom atmosphere where the girls are building on the skills they learn each day.
Very exciting. And again, it's all part of this whole idea of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math,
Yes.
to expose young girls especially to maybe some of these non-traditional career choices that they may have not considered to get into coding or computer science or engineering or some of these other job fields that have been predominantly, I guess, employed by mostly boys and young men.
Yes,
in history.
Exactly. And we've had a program at the library for a little while called Guys Read, which targets the same age group but is predominantly for boys, because just like girls with STEM, a lot of times boys don't think reading is very manly.
Right.
And so we wanted to have a counterpart to that program so that we are providing opportunities for everyone. And so we started Girls Who Code, like I said, last summer, and it's been really, really successful.
Nice. Very good. Well, that's coming up again during no school time when the schools are closed during the holiday break, so everyone can take advantage of that at the Farmington Public Library. And once again, it's free.
Yes,
Right?
it is free.
It's free. There you go. Another thing you're doing for the holidays are getting involved with some angel trees in the community, right?
Correct. It's not the typical angel tree that you think of when you hear the term angel tree.
Okay.
This is the
Little twist.
Guardian, yes, the Guardian Angel Home Health tree, which is a home health and hospice service that provides things to elderly people
Right.
and people who are receiving hospice services.
Okay.
So we've partnered with Guardian Angel Home Health, which they are located on Hutton Avenue, to be a donation location for people to donate items that we can hand out to these individuals during the holiday season. And there are
Nice.
certain things that we are really in need of, things
Okay.
like socks, scarves, mittens, playing cards, games that they could play. But the one thing that we cannot accept would be food donations. So
Okay.
some of these people have restricted diets, and so we can't give them candy, we can't give them any homemade items.
Right.
And
Right.
so
So you're looking for more just kind of clothing items or other things like that that people could be using this
Yes.
time of year.
yes. And for a more extensive list of what we would like for you to donate, we do have an actual tree set up in the library outside of the teen zone.
Okay.
And it has all of that information on it. And like I said, the library can accept these donations, but you can also donate them to Guardian Angel Home Health on Hutton Avenue.
Okay, that's where they're located, and so you can get more details there. But stop by the library and check out the tree, and there's lists of things that are suggested items too, I think, right?
Correct.
That folks can bring. But I know it's a very caring community that we live in, and so
Yeah.
usually when the word goes out, there's a lot of folks who step up and help meet those needs. So that's good to know.
Yes, definitely. And I think this is a community, well, not the Farmington community as a whole, but
Sure.
the community of elderly people and people receiving hospice services that aren't typically the first people that we think of when we're thinking of the holidays and who to reach out to. So I think that this is a wonderful service.
I agree. Very true. You've got some winter reading programs too going on for folks, right, this season?
We do. So just like our summer reading program, you could come into the library and register for summer reading and log your books, so it keeps track of which books that you've read. And during summer reading, we had prizes for logging specific books and completing specific challenges.
That's right.
But we wanted to give people an opportunity to be more intrinsically motivated to read. So our winter reading program is open. You can register online on our website. If you don't feel comfortable doing that, if you come into the library, we'd be happy to help you. But essentially, you'll sign up with some login information, and then the program, the software that we're
Right.
using, it is a little bit different than what we used in the summer. So we just got a new software this last year, and we're still trying things out and seeing how things work. And so what is sort of exciting about the winter reading program is that there's a gamified element to it.
Ah, okay.
Where you read books and you get to create a superhero avatar, which you can see on our website under where it says winter reading. So the more books that you log, the more things that are unlocked to you to modify your avatar. So your avatar gets new powers, and you can get new clothes for your avatar and that sort of thing.
Neat.
So it's something that we're trying out for winter, and we may or may not use during the summer, but we would love to hear feedback of people who have registered and who have logged books about how they like the gamified aspect of it.
Okay, very cool. And again, more details are on the website of the
Yes.
library, infoa.org, everybody, if you want to get involved with that. Or just go to the library and get all the information that you need right there.
Yes.
That's where you can find it as well. Another event that's coming up, and I know it involves, I think, every department at the library, is the winter solstice. The big celebration, of course, because the library building, or anyone who's just been crawled out from under their rock in Farmington hopefully knows that the library building was kind of built with the solstices in mind, both winter and summer. And so you've got a big celebration for winter solstice coming up.
Yes, we always celebrate both of the solstices, and as you mentioned, we have an element in the library in our rotunda, which is the space where the front desk is.
Right, the big circular room.
Yes.
Thus rotunda.
On the floor in the different places are inscriptions that say winter solstice and summer solstice. And when they built the building, they built windows in specific locations so that during the time of the solstice, whether it be winter or summer, the light shines through those windows and illuminates the little inscription on the floor. So that is a really, really cool design element at the building.
Right.
And we like to capitalize on that
Sure.
by doing some programming on that day. So this year, the winter solstice is, or I guess every year, on the 21st, and we'll be celebrating at 11:45.
Okay.
So it'll be in that rotunda. We'll start out with the Ashay drummers, so it'll be sort of like a drum circle. And for those of you who haven't been in that space, it's wonderful. It has lovely acoustics because it is a big round room. If somebody goes in there, even when we don't have a program, if you stand on one side and you have somebody else stand on the other and you just whisper, you guys can hear each other, and it's just a really cool space.
Right.
So after the Ashay drummers are finished, we are going to have some performers come in. We will have, let me get their names right.
Okay.
Scott and Johanna Hongel-Darcy are the performers, and we've had them at the library before. I believe they came last summer and they did some programs for youth.
Nice.
But they are really great musicians. They play a variety of different instruments, and they also, Johanna does a lot of dancing, and so they're going to be presenting a program that they have designed for us called Winter Ballads, and I think that it's going to incorporate different holiday songs from around the world.
Interesting. Okay. Well, it's coming up again for the winter solstice, which is on the 21st of December this year. I know there's been some years they may have had it on the 20th in some regards. I think it depends on the sun. Sometimes.
Maybe
but this year it's
so.
the 21st. You're
Yes.
absolutely right. The shortest day of the year. 11:45 is when things get started, so it can kind of be culminating by the noon hour as you watch that beam of sunlight travel across the floor towards the marker on the floor.
Exactly.
And living here in New Mexico, of course, there's a pretty good chance it's going to be sunny that day, so that's always fun too.
And as a transplant, I really enjoy that.
Right? Yeah. You couldn't do this in Chicago or something like that, I wouldn't think.
No, not at this time of year for sure.
I'm afraid not. It's the gray season. Yeah.
But we have some other programs that are going on that are a little bit more passive, so they're not specifically happening at 11:45. But for children, we're going to have a fake snowball fight. So we have some
fake, you said.
Yes. So we won't bring actual snow into the library if we do indeed have snow on this day.
Okay.
But we do have some snowballs that are essentially made of a material similar to Nerf. Nerf balls.
Yeah.
And
those will be fun to throw around the library.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
We've done this pretty much every winter, and the kids can make barricades out of tables and sort of have a snowball war. So that'll be taking place, and it really just sort of depends on when we have the most children in the building.
Okay.
So there's not a specific time that is taking place, but I assume that the most children in the building are probably going to be during the 11:45 program.
Okay. Which is kind of how snowball fights happen in nature. When you get a lot of kids, then the stove starts flying. That's how it goes.
Yes.
That's true. Okay.
We'll also have some jingle bells available for the kids, so during the musical performance, we'll hand those out, and if they want to participate, they're welcome to, around the Christmas tree, where we have it set up in the rotunda. And for teens, we have some different things going on in the teen zone. So we will have an ugly sweater selfie contest.
Okay.
So wear your best ugly sweater.
Right, the ugliest. Yeah.
And then we're also going to pair that with an ugly sweater card game. So it's a variation on the card game Old Maid, but it's all about ugly sweaters.
Old Ugly, or Old Ugly Sweater.
Yes.
Or something like that. But okay. All right. That sounds like fun, right?
Yeah, I think it will be.
And that'll get a lot of kids' attention, I think, too. And the ugly sweater industry has really grown into its own behemoth, I think, from the popularity of these gatherings.
I think you're exactly right. I was in Walmart the other day, and you just walk through the clothing area, and that's all you see on the front side of it is just 27 different kinds of ugly sweaters.
Right.
So there's lots to choose from. If you don't have something, you can get something.
That's true. I feel kind of bad for the people that went to design school, and here they are designing ugly sweaters. But
I had not thought about that, but you're right.
They're doing, but there you go. So, well, it's a career choice, everybody. There you are. But perfect. Well, it sounds like a lot of great events coming up at the library in December. Again, the most recent one will be on Monday with your author coming in to visit once again, and we'll remind folks, we'll show a little bit about the website here of the author who will be here. And again, that's Eric Litwin coming in to be at the Farmington Public Library on Monday at 4 o'clock, right?
Right. And once again, please do come early. The doors will close at 4 and his program will start right on time. So we encourage you to get there just a little bit early.
Okay, very good. And then the other thing I wanted to mention too on Monday, of course, and she has also been a visitor to the Farmington Public Library, and that is Chevelle Shepard, who's been on The Voice, and she'll be on this program in just a few seconds here as our next guest. But she's been a big supporter of the library too.
She has. She was making her rounds the other day. It's been a couple of weeks now that she was going around to some local businesses, and she stopped by the library and interacted with our kids and our teens on a no-school day. So we were really happy to have her, and I think you can see right now on our website we took a picture of her and some of the kids that were there in front of our Storytime doors. Right,
and if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, you'll see the photo there from the library website. But we wish her the best of luck, and of course if you're listening to KSJE and watching us, you'll be seeing Chevelle in just a few moments here. She's my next guest. So stay tuned, everybody. But LeAnna, thank you for being here and coming in to talk about all the great programs happening in December.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's wonderful to be able to come on the show and let everybody know what's going on.
Very good. Well, we appreciate you being here. So we'll see you at some of these programs, okay?
Definitely.
All right, very good. LeAnna Whitaker, my guest here on KSJE, and back with more in just a moment. This is KSJE Farmington.
Now it's time for the Mental Health.